What we are going to tell you today can surprise, amaze, and even shock you. We will lift the veil of mystery over one of the most mysterious and enigmatic secrets of Egypt. What if we told you that the Sphinx, the stern guardian of the Giza Plateau, hides corridors and even rooms within itself? Sounds incredible, doesn't it? But scientists have irrefutable evidence that will make you question everything you knew before. You'll be amazed to learn that several people have descended into secret tunnels inside the sculpture. But for some reason, they're in no hurry to tell you about what's inside, or afraid to. Want to know the shocking truth that's being kept from us? Then you just have to watch this video to the end and be prepared to have your attitude to history change forever. The Giza Plateau, located in Egypt, is famous not only for its majestic pyramids, but also for another amazing monument of antiquity, the Great Sphinx. This mysterious guardian, erected at about the same time as the pyramids, about 2,500 years BC, is a giant sculpture with the body of a lion and a human head. The unusual appearance of the Sphinx gives it a certain mythical halo and arouses genuine interest among scientists and tourists from around the world. Some researchers hypothesize that originally the Sphinx had the head of another creature, perhaps the god Anubis, which was later replaced by a human head. However, regardless of what appearance the Sphinx had in the past, it has always attracted the attention of curious minds eager to unravel its mysteries, as well as the Great Pyramids, about the mysteries of which we told earlier on our channel. One of the main mysteries associated with this ancient sculpture is the presence of a system of tunnels and passages inside it. The existence of these internal cavities is confirmed by the presence of several entrances located in different parts of the sculpture. A famous archaeologist who visited inside the Sphinx claimed that there were small chambers where a person could stand in full height. However, later, for unknown reasons, he retracted his words and insisted that there are no artificially created cavities inside the statue, but only natural cracks formed as a result of erosion. Despite conflicting claims, numerous photographs and ancient images of the Sphinx attest to the presence of trap doors and openings in various parts of its body. One of the entrances is on the back of the giant, another on the north side at the hip at ground level. A third passage laid in brickwork during the restoration was also located on the north side, about the center of the statue. A photograph from 1926 confirms the existence of the second north hatchway. A fourth entrance can be found on the Sphinx's head, below the right ear, and a fifth entrance can be found on the top of the Sphinx's head. Another sixth entrance was found between the giant's paws. Unlike the pyramids and temples of Egypt, whose interior rooms were long ago explored and, unfortunately, looted before the monuments were taken under protection, almost nothing is known about the inner workings of the Sphinx. Thanks to the fact that the sculpture was hidden under a layer of sand for a long time, until 1,917 years, it escaped the fate of being devastated by wild nomads who ruthlessly destroyed everything in their path in search of treasure. When the Sphinx finally appeared before the world in all its glory, and this was in 1945, researchers immediately began to look for hidden doors and passages in it, like those that were found in the pyramids. And now let's tell about where the holes found on the Guardian Ispolin lead. The first thing that catches the eye when looking at the head of the Sphinx is a round hole, now filled with concrete. The origin and purpose of this hole is still a matter of debate among scientists. Some suggest that in ancient times, the head of the Sphinx was adorned with a stone hat, similar to those seen on the sculptures of sphinxes installed on the University embankment in St. Petersburg. Perhaps this hat, made of a separate stone, was attached to the Sphinx's head with a pin entering a special groove. Such a headdress could have complemented the Sphinx's appearance in the times of the New Kingdom, the period of the highest prosperity of the ancient Egyptian civilization. However, the depth of the hole going deep into the head for almost 2 meters, causes surprise among researchers. Some believe that such a depth was necessary to securely fix the headdress, while others believe that the hole could have been deepened by black diggers in an attempt to get inside the sculpture in search of treasure. There is also a belief that this hole is the entrance to the body of the Sphinx. One of the ancient drawings made by Jacob Haver shows people either climbing in or out of this hole. They may have simply discovered a loophole designed to hold a hat, but for those who believe in the existence of secret passages within the Sphinx, this image serves as proof of a door. It is worth noting that the hole on the Sphinx's head contributes to its destruction as precipitation enters through it. Restorers have to cement this hole regularly, creating a smooth surface to prevent further damage to the sculpture. Another mysterious manhole is located under the Sphinx's right ear. Judging by the marks on the stone, someone tried to break the plug using a pickaxe and axe. But fortunately, these attempts were unsuccessful and the stone door remained in place. The passage located at the Sphinx's hip has already been explored. It leads to a corridor going down to a depth of about 4 meters. At the end of this corridor, groundwater accumulates. A similar shaft is also found between the paws of the Sphinx. In close proximity to the majestic sculpture of the Great Sphinx is another mysterious tunnel, the shape of which resembles a keyhole. Unlike the other 2 previously mentioned passages, this tunnel is not notable for its depth, going deep only 2 meters. However, a remarkable find in this place was a fragment of basalt, which clearly shows traces of processing by human hands. This fact led the researchers to think that this passage might have led to an unknown tomb, but for some reason the work on its creation was suddenly stopped, leaving behind only a mysterious dead-end passage. Analyzing all available data on underground passages and cavities found inside and under the Sphinx, one can come to the conclusion that all of them eventually end in dead ends that do not lead to any hidden rooms or halls. However, some scientists, not satisfied with the conclusions of Egyptologists, decided to independently verify this information and shed light on the secrets hiding in the bowels of the ancient giant. One of these daredevils was an American geophysicist, Thomas Dobetsky, who in 1993 years went to the foot of the Sphinx, armed with modern equipment for seismic exploration. The results of his research were truly amazing. Under the massive paws of the stone guardian was found a significant size of the void, the presence of which had not previously suspected. However, the methods used by Dobetsky to conduct his research caused serious concern among the Egyptian authorities and local archaeologists. The fact is that seismic exploration involves the installation of several sensors around the perimeter of the object under investigation and the subsequent creation of an artificial earthquake by conducting a controlled explosion. Such an approach, applied in close proximity to a priceless historical monument, such as the Great Sphinx, seemed to experts extremely risky and potentially dangerous for the preservation of the ancient sculpture. As a result, Dobetsky was promptly expelled from the protected area of the Giza Plateau, and his discovery remained without due attention from the scientific community. Nevertheless, the American researcher managed to discover a rectangular chamber under the Sphinx, the existence of which was not known before. Unfortunately, the official authorities of Egypt and leading Egyptologists of the country did not show due interest to this discovery, and the mysterious room remained unexplored. Perhaps the reason for this was the reluctance to publicize the true plans to study the interior of the Sphinx and its contents. Or maybe the scientists simply did not find it necessary to share their findings with the public, unlike Howard Carter, who found Tutankhamun's sarcophagus and brought upon himself the curse of the Egyptian pharaohs. Shortly after the Dobetsky incident, local peasant Mohammed Abdel Mawgouda Fayeda told an amazing story. In the distant 1926 year, During the restoration work of the American Egyptian group, under the direction of the French engineer Émile Bourazzi, he managed to see something. He saw with his own eyes a small hole in the neck of the stone giant, through which it was possible to get inside the statue. This information could not leave indifferent members of the American Research Center for Egyptology, headed by the famous scientist Zahi Hawass and his colleague Mark Lenner. Without wasting a minute, a group of enthusiasts went to the foot of the Sphinx to see with their own eyes the mysterious manhole and explore the hidden spaces in the bowels of the ancient monument. According to one version, the researchers managed to get inside the Sphinx through a narrow tunnel well, the width of which did not exceed 1 meter, and the depth reached 9. Inside the statue, they found a branch leading upward, and going downward, they encountered rock. The grottos and passageways formed a bizarre maze of right angles and sloping sections. The walls of these dungeons were not carefully worked. Only in some places the ancient builders hollowed out rough steps, making it easier to move through the tunnels. However, despite the sensationalism of this discovery, today there is no reliable information about the existence of the passage described by Fayed. Perhaps the researchers who discovered the secret passages inside the Sphinx preferred to keep their discovery a secret, fearing that publicity would attract the attention of looters and vandals who could cause irreparable damage to the priceless historical monument. It is also possible that, having studied everything they were interested in, the scientists simply blocked the entrance to the dungeons, forever hiding from prying eyes the secrets stored in the depths of the stone guardian of the desert. However, it cannot be ruled out that the story told by Muhammad Abdelmougid Fayed is nothing more than a beautiful legend generated by the rich imagination of the Orientals, who have long been famous for their love of fairy tales and legends.